In our food sensitivity testing, we find many people are allergic or sensitive to milk in some way, either through lactose intolerance of dairy or sensitive to the protein in milk. But then they don't know what to put on their cereal. Milk alternatives don't actually contain milk or the same amount of protein and calcium as milk. There are nut milks, rice milks, grain milks, and soy milks. These are made by mixing nuts, grains, or soybeans with water. They mix the water and the food choice together, and then they can strain out the rice, nuts, or what have you. Although soy milk is another milk alternative, sensitivity to the soy is quite common, so I recommend the nut-based milks as the first milk alternative. So these are all great in cereals, smoothies, and any recipe that calls for milk. Look for unsweetened versions. Rice milk have natural sugars from the rice, so they're naturally sweeter. Goat milk and its products like cheese are easier on the digestive system. Keep in mind that mass-produced yogurt often is of little value. Overpasteurization and high sugar content make these popular foods less healthier than they should be. Many of us enjoy eating meat, and most of us eat too much meat. Look ideally for antibiotic and hormone-free. Organic means that the animal was given only 100% organic feed without ground up animal parts, and this is an important safeguard against mad cow disease. It also means the animal was not given antibiotics, growth hormones, or other drugs, and did not have their genes modified. Free range or graze means the animals were raised in a humane condition. They were allowed to spend time outdoors in the fresh air and had access to a natural food source such as grass for cows and bugs for chickens, which is the most ideal food for them. Fat holds toxins. Organically grown meat is not exposed to as many of these toxins, and therefore isn't transferred to you when you eat it. You want to read labels, check dates, and you want to talk with the butcher. Let's walk over to the fish department now. Many people are aware of the benefits of eating fish. Fatty, oily fish are high in omega-3 fatty acids. Examples include mackerel, lake trout, sardines, albacore tuna, and salmon. Albacore or white tuna has more mercury than canned light tuna. I recommend no more than 1 serving per month. Try to eat at least 3 servings a week of fish. The Canadian government says that salmon, trout, herring, haddock, canned light tuna, pollock, Boston bluefish, sole, flounder, anchovy, char, hake, mullet, smelt, Atlantic mackerel, and lake whitefish have the lowest levels of contaminants. Higher levels of methylmercury are found in fresh and frozen tuna, shark, swordfish, and marlin. This is especially important in pregnancy. Check local provincial advisories on recommendations. Omega-3s are important for reducing inflammation. This benefits everyone, especially for those with heart, eye disease, or high cholesterol, even arthritis. It's also protective against blood clots, lowers triglycerides, raises HDL, and prevents heart arrhythmias. It's important to buy good quality fish. In a regular grocery store, you'll want to read labels and talk to the counter person. What you'll want to look for generally is wild-caught fish. They're raised in a natural environment and they eat plankton and krill, which converts to omega-3 for us. It also gives them their natural coloring and a higher nutritional value. Be cautious with farmed fish. They're raised in pens very closely together, which creates a higher chance of disease. So they may be fed antibiotics or hormones to make them grow faster and bigger. They're fed pellets as well, instead of their natural food. And they're often fed colorings to make them look more enticing in the store. So ask how fresh the fish is and if you can smell it, because if it smells fishy, it's probably not that fresh. Smaller non-predatory fish that swim closer to the surface contain less mercury. Try to stick to fish that fit in a large frying pan. Canned fish is a great item to keep in the pantry for a quick dinner. Salmon, sardines, a great source of calcium, anchovies, they're all great in pastas and salads. For scallops, farmed is the best way to go. Wild scallops are traditionally harvested by dredging, which causes environmental damage. Buy scallops labeled dry, otherwise they've been treated with sodium tripolyphosphate. This is put on the scallop to absorb up to 50% of its weight in water, and it's claimed to be a preservative by the industry. Canada has limits on the total level allowed in seafood products, although some countries don't have limits at all. It's the biggest cause of consumer fraud in the seafood industry. Peas, beans, and lentils offer an excellent source of vegetable protein. They offer some fiber, complex carbohydrates. They're delicious, nutritious, and inexpensive. They're also easy to cook, either on the stove or in the crock pot all day if you're at work. Storage is easy. Put them in an airtight container, but not in the fridge. Now, soups with beans taste terrific, and they're easy to store either in the fridge or in the freezer. One type of bean that you may not be familiar with is the adzuki bean. Now, this bean is a lot sweeter than most beans, and it's easier to digest, so you might want to try incorporating that one into your diet. In a recent large study in the New England Journal of Medicine, researchers at Harvard University looked at how eating nuts may help reduce the risk of mortality, finding that both males and females who ate nuts daily, such as pistachios, saw health benefits improve as the consumption of nuts increased. The study authors conclude that the findings from our study suggest a potential benefit of nut consumption for promoting health and longevity. Pistachios make a great everyday healthy snacking choice for people striving for 7 servings a week. Pistachios are a deliciously simple way of snacking healthy. A 1-ounce serving of pistachios equals approximately 49 nuts, which is more nuts per serving than any other. A reduced serving of 30 pistachios is just about 100 calories. A naturally cholesterol-free food, 90% of the fat in pistachios is the healthy unsaturated type. It's easy to spot the good nutrition provided by pistachios. This colorful nut, which owe their green, yellow, and purple-red colors to the antioxidants and polyphenols found in the kernels and the skins, pistachios are a great tasting, convenient, healthy snack with protein, fiber, and antioxidants. All nuts are seeds, but all seeds are not nuts. Nuts and seeds can add a lot of flavor to dishes and are a great sprinkle on salads and on greens. Nuts are not only incredibly delicious and rich tasting, they're a gourmet cook's dream. These are full of good quality fats that trigger the hormone ghrelin, produced in the stomach to tell your brain that you are full and satisfied. These fats are also anti-inflammatory, which means that they fill you up. They also work to soothe your system, fighting inflammation. That's the root cause of many diseases like heart disease, cancer, and arthritis. You don't have to be afraid to fall in love with nuts. Just don't go nuts with the portion size, since the fat has the highest calorie density, 9 calories per gram of fat. So for a 100-calorie snack, count out about 12 almonds, 10 hazelnuts, 4 macadamia nuts, or 2 Brazil nuts. Keep in mind when you're cooking with nuts or adding them to a recipe that most recipes contain other fat sources. So keep an eye on the portion size of other fatty ingredients such as cheese, oils, avocado, and scale back accordingly. Almonds are a good snack and a great source of protein and calcium. Sesame seeds are very rich in calcium as well. They're high in phytosterols, and they help to keep the cholesterol low and contain potassium and magnesium to help lower blood pressure. Top 5 seeds and nuts to lower cholesterol include sunflower seeds, pistachio, pumpkin seeds, pine nuts, whole flax seeds freshly ground.